So you think you have 10 ads, you actually don't. You have 1 ad and 9 reprints. Look at your last batch on Meta. What actually changed between them? For most DTC brands, it's the hook, the first 3 seconds, the text overlay, everything underneath stayed the exact same. Same creator, same format, same persona, same problem, same offer. That is not diversity. That's one ad wearing 5 hats, and Meta knows that. So in this video, I'm going to show you where real creative diversity actually lives, why swapping hooks is quietly killing your CPA, and the simple test to score your own account in about 10 minutes. We've made over 3,000 creatives doing this, so we're about to get into it today. So let me tell you how this became so obvious to me. About a year ago, we were working with a 7-figure wellness brand. Good product, real demand, money to spend. But the account hit a wall. CPAs were climbing every week and the spend just would not scale. And here's the part that most people are actually missing. Meta was actually penalizing the account for a lack of creative diversity. The brand thought they had a volume problem. They were pushing a lot of ads, but we pulled the batch and looked at it properly. Every ad was basically the exact same ad. Same creator, same format, same angle. They've just been swapping the hook on top and calling that a new creative. So we stopped, we mapped the whole thing across 5 levers, and I'll show you exactly what those are in a second. But we rebuilt the batch so each ad pulled a different lever. Different formats, different personas, different problems. Real net new creative, not just reprints. The account started breathing again. CPA came back down, spend could actually scale again. This allowed CPA to drop by 58% in a 4-month period. Great results for the brand. And that's when it clicked for me. They never had a volume problem, they had a diversity problem. And those two are completely different things to fix. And a lot of people think they know what creative diversity is, but I'm about to debunk that and really explain what it looks like. So here's the framework that I call the 5 levers, because real diversity doesn't live in the hook, it lives one layer down, and there are exactly 5 levers sitting under every single ad that you're going to make. So lever 1 is the format. This is where we have UGC, founder story, podcast clips, demos, street interviews. These are the different types of formats that we can run within the account. The vehicle is how it moves. All right, so just to reiterate, the format is how it's shot, the vehicle is how it actually moves. So that is talking head, voiceover, lifestyle montage. Is it a screen recording? The persona is who are we actually speaking to? Are we speaking to the busy mom? Are we speaking to the skeptic? Are we speaking to the athlete? Are we speaking to the first-time buyer? Okay, and then number 4 is the problem, the ache that you actually sell, the pain, the desire, identity, urgency. Offer is the door you open, so it's the call to action. So is it a discount, is it a bundle, or is it a guarantee? Is it urgency that we're trying to push? So just as an example, what we could say is that when you are creating an ad, you want to think about these 4 levers like I mentioned. So let's just say we want to make a UGC video now, which means we're going to have a UGC creator in it, but what style of video are they making? Are they making the talking head? Are they making the voiceover, lifestyle montage? Is it a screen recording? And then we'll have a UGC creator making a talking head video. Persona is, let's just say it's a busy mom. So we can select busy mom. Now we can say we've got a busy mom as a UGC creator creating a talking head video. And the problem she's going to touch on is the desire. So let's just say it is she wants to lose weight. So we can say it's like a supplement to help them lose weight. So that's the desire we've got there, or it's the pain. You can push pain there. And then we've got a discount, like a 15% discount if they head to the store now. So right here we've got the framework of one ad. So a UGC video in a talking head style, we've got a busy mom in it, so we're targeting busy moms, the desire to lose weight, or the pain to lose weight rather, and then a 15% CTA. So these are 5 levers that you can find within an actual ad. So what I'm going to show you now is the actual diagnostic, and this is the bit I want you guys to actually do within your ad account, and this is what I'm going to call the scorecard, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to pull up the last 10 ads. You're going to make 5 columns, as you can see here. So format, vehicle, persona, problem, offer. Then you're going to score every single ad across all 5 formats. So you're going to score them out of 10. So what we're doing here is we're trying to see if there's actual true diversity within the actual account, right? Okay, so let's just say we're in the account. Let's just say the ad is a founder style. The vehicle is a talking head. The persona is, we can say, the skeptic. We're targeting a skeptic. The problem could be, if we just scroll up, we're going to see the different types of problems there could be that we're leaning into. So whether it's the pain, desire, identity, urgency, we could do identity. And then the call to action or the offer, we can say discount. So essentially what you're going to be doing, you're going to go through your ad account and literally list it one by one, right? So for example, just to speed it up, I'm going to fill out the next couple of lines. Now I fill these out, but here's what you're looking for. You want to go down the columns, right? And if 4 of those 5 columns are identical the whole way down, you don't have ads. You have one ad 9 times. So we're going to go through each one at a time so we can see if there is true diversity or not. So we got the founder, talking head, skeptic, identity discount on the top line. Looks good. So as a reference, so now what we've changed in the second ad is that it's now UGC. It's still talking head, which matches with the above. Skeptic, which matches with the above. Pain, which does not match, and bundle, that does not match. So in this case, we've only got 2 matches for the second ad. So we can say that it's quite different from the first ad because we've only got 2 levers that actually match with the above. So again, founder, VO, athletes, desire, discount. With the above, so we got with the founder ads, we got 1 match. VO doesn't match. We've got 1 out of 5 matches for this one. But now I'm going to skip down to the ones where, because obviously this is a worked example, the ones that I'm showing that are actual match. Here on ad 5 and ad 6, both podcasts, both B-roll. The persona is different. Okay, they both lean into pain and they are both bundles. Now the issue with this is that we only have 1 out of the 4 levers that do not match, and one may say, okay, cool, this is enough creative diversity, but for Meta to really count it and to see as different, we need more than just 1 lever. Okay, we're speaking to a busy mom as opposed to a skeptic. The script may slightly be different, but if the format is the same, the b-roll is the same, the pain point within the script is the same, and the offer at the end is the same, this is not diverse enough. This is just 1 ad with a slightly different reprint. I hope this grid-like format helps you guys like really see if we've got diversity in the count. And look, this matters because of how Meta actually works, right? The algorithm reads everything, not just the hook, the visuals, the speech, the pace, and the format. So when the only thing you're changing between your ads is like the opening line, Meta is going to cluster them all together. It reads them as the exact same ad and it serves them into the same pocket of audience, and this is where you're going to deal with things like high CPMs because of creative fatigue. So you ship 15 new creators and you drill 1 audience 15 times, then you wonder why your CPM climbs and the batch dies in a week. That's not fatigue from too many ads, that's fatigue from too few real angles. If you guys are interested in knowing how you can make 30+ angles in less than an hour, I'm going to put the video link in the top right corner now. Basically, the scorecard gives you a complete view in literally less than 10 minutes. Now you can see the sameness, but seeing it and fixing it are 2 different things, and there are 4 specific traps that make brands think they're diversifying when they're not. Let me show you those now. But really quick before that, if you're a D2C brand and you want us to build this whole system for you, the levers, the testing, the net new creative, that's exactly what me and my team do at 225 Media. We've done it for 7- and 8-figure brands, and the creators have driven over 20 million in revenue. Links below to book a call and we'll show you how it works for your account. All right, so trap 1 is the new creator and everything else stays the exact same. So you saw the person on the camera and you feel like you made a fresh ad, but if the format, the persona, the problem, the offer, everything stays the same, you change the face and nothing else actually changes. So you think you've got a new ad, but new creator does not always equal new creative, right? So trap 2 is new format, same message. You take your talking head and you turn it into a voiceover montage. It feels different, right? But you're still talking to the same persona about the same problem with the same offer. You change the wrapping, which is somewhat different, but the thing inside is identical. So when it comes to the actual pocket of the audience, it's going to the same one. So it's just important that you know that. It is a form of diversity, but it's just important that you know that. Trap 3 is 15 hooks and 1 bodies. You got 1 ad with 15 different hooks, and look, hook testing is fine, but that's not a diverse batch, right? Looking at the scorecard, you're going to have 4 columns that are completely identical every single time. So again, based on the scorecard, that is not enough diversity. And then trap 4 is same persona on repeat, the same ad. Every ad that you guys make, you're speaking to the exact same buyer over and over and over and over again. It's usually the one that looks like the founder. So look, you've got loads of ads, but they all speak to one person. So for example, you got Sally here, he's looking to lose weight, right? Now if you've got multiple ads, ad 1, ad 2, ad 3 speaking to Sally, that's not a problem, right? But what about John, right? Because what happens here is that you've got a pocket of audience that all your ads are going to. So at some point, some people buy, some people do not, but the CPMs are going to increase because the frequency is also increasing, because you're literally pumping the same ads to the same people, because you're speaking in the same tone of voice or you're using the same type simple hooks, or you're just literally talking to Lucy who wants to lose weight. Everything is, oh, you want to lose weight. That's, for example, you're using a supplement brand, so it's like not feeling good about your bloating, you're not feeling comfortable in clothing, etc., etc. But this type of language doesn't speak to John. John wants to, for example, get a new PB. He wants to recover quicker. So this is just as an example, right? So it's important that you're now using different language to make sure you're reaching different pockets of audience. You want to make sure that we're also speaking to the Johns. So we're also getting ads going over here. Because if you think about pockets of audiences like a pool, you can only fish from the same pool for so long. At some point, you're going to run out of fish to bait. Is that the way to say it? But yeah, you're going to run out of fish to bait. And obviously not to call humans fish or liken them to fish, but this is kind of like the idea. Think of it as a pool, and at some point you're going to have to go to another pool or another patch of water to get more fish because you've exhausted that one. And that's why you start to see high CPMs or fatigue happening quite quickly, because you've already fished in that pond for so long. I think that's the best way to kind of explain what it is that I'm trying to get across here. So again, you want to be making ads that speak to different people, because the ads built for Lucy are not going to land in John's feed because you're speaking to Lucy, right? Meta knows who to pass it to. It's important to ask yourself now, right? On your last batch, how many actual personas have you spoken to? How many real problems did you sell through? If the honest answer is 1 or 2, that's your ceiling right there. Not your budget, not your media buyer, not your angles. Every week you run the same batch, the CPM climbs, and you pay more to reach the same people who already said no. So here's where that breaks. Now, let me show you how to actually build net new creative, the thing you do before you touch a single edit. Oh, and if you want more of this, the actual why behind why winning ads win, I write a free newsletter every week called Why It Works. Every issue breaks down a real ad and the lever that made it convert. No fluff, just mechanics. Link below if you want it. Right, let's build the net new creatives. Okay, so how to build net new creative. Step 1, I want you to map the batch on the scorecard that I showed you above, and the link's going to be in bio for the actual scorecard so you guys can use it. So you're going to start with an empty grid, of course, and you want to fill it purposely. Go to the meta ad account and fill it purposely. Step 2, move one lever on purpose per concept. We're not swapping just hooks anymore. I want you to open a new door for each new concept. That's the important part, and this is what we're going to be pushing now. Step 3, spread across all 5. Don't just stack on one. So the biggest wins and the biggest like swings live behind the actual persona and the problem. So if you're going to change anything, definitely make sure we're changing the persona and make sure we're changing the problem, so we're speaking to different people. So step 4, I want you to maybe a different bit of a concept, but we're going to write the hooks last. Once the lever underneath is genuinely different, the hook writes itself because it's coming from a new angle. A new persona talks differently, a new problem opens differently. The hook is the symptom of the angle, not the other way around. Change the hook and you get the variation. Change the lever underneath and you get a whole new door. That's the whole thing. So net new creative isn't just more edits, it's more doors into this audience. So again, more doors into this audience. So just to summarize everything, you don't get diversity by making more ads, you get it from pulling more levers. So format, vehicle, persona, problem, offer. Score your last 10 on the scorecard. If 4 columns match down the line, you've got your ceiling, and now you know exactly how to break it. Real diversity lives one layer below the hook. That's the thing that lets you scale. Volume is the same room knocked on louder. Diversity is 15 rooms, each with one person who is never going to answer the others. So once you see your count this way, you can't unsee it, and that's a good thing because now you've actually got control of it. Now you know where diversity lives, but here's the next problem. The 2 levers with the biggest upside, persona and problem, are also the 2 most brands get wrong because they're guessing at who their buyer is instead of actually knowing. So I made a video on how to find the real angles, the personas, and the problems that fill these levers straight from your own customers. I suggest that you watch that next, and the link should be somewhere on the screen. Peace.